Shalom, all praises to the Most High, all praises to His holy name. Well, this is a part 2 of the video I made yesterday when I went and got the food from, the chicken place. I put it in the header. And the reason I'm making this video is because I don't want to be unfair to anybody. And I'm still here, able to make this video. So the man kept his promise. He said it was in good faith, so it was. I ate it. It was pretty good. And if you're into chicken, they're pretty good. So I would endorse eating there if you like chicken, fried chicken. So I ain't got nothing bad to say about the chicken. But still, gang stalking is still gang stalking. It's a game to them. So while I'm there, another, I guess he's a Pakistani guy, and had an Israelite guy who probably thinks he's an African American. They were there, and they had I guess she's a Pakistani woman, young lady, and they know that people that are gang stalker have a keen sense, so they know that we observe everything. So because we're so observant, they do little innuendos. It's a mind game. I'm not only talking about them there, but that's just in general. Because we notice everything, they'll put stuff in different places that they know that you're going to see it when other people don't see it. It's just something. It's just something that somebody else is walking by is really no value or no really concern to somebody else, but they put it there intentionally because they know that you're going to see it. That's how they communicate with you when they trickery, they witchcraft. I saw as I was riding my bike, I saw I guess he was a sheriff. A man a European in a sheriff car. So he came by me, and I turned down the street where he was at, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "I said, you operating in good faith, aren't you?" He said, "Yes, I'm operating in good faith." I said, "Well, good." I said, I'm glad to hear that." Wasn't exactly words I used, but I can't think exactly what I said, so it's along those lines. It was all cordial though. So then, back at the Crunchy Crispy, I think that's Crunchy Crispy's chicken. They had the door open when the lady walked by, so when I open up, it could say employee. That's the kind of things that they do. And because I said that, and I'm making a conversation with them, so I'm this opportunity to show them I don't need to prove nothing to nobody, because I am who I am, meaning the Most High created me to be His son, the living soul, and I'm a Israelite American. I'm created in His likeness, both in His body and His spirit, just like myself. And I cast down all the imaginations of the wicked, because that's their imaginations. I don't have to prove nothing to them, but I'm just to show you. It's quite ironic if you see the heading of this video. One thing I noticed when the Roman Catholic Pope's private attorney put out those statements, or those civil orders to his employees, and I'm not one of them. That's what I'm gonna prove to you in a moment. I've already proven it to you time and time again, just by my own stances, because I'm not a coward. I don't have to listen to them. That's not no disrespect. This is the truth, though. I can be cordial with them. I don't have to listen to them though. They don't run me or rule me or own me. None of that. Cause you know how I get them those innuendos with the people that work for them, like gang stalkers. So it was a gang stalker walking down the street. I said, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you think you own me?" She said, "No." I said, "All right, you're a witness against your work, the people that hired you." Because I know what they was doing, so I just used her as a witness against them. She said, "No." Just like they don't. Nobody owns me. I'm exempt from them. I don't work for them. So when they did that little in the window, I said, "Hey man," I said, "I see that's employees, right?" I started to even go since they was doing that, they left the door open as an employee. It said employees and they left the counter thing open. I started to clown and just go behind the counter and start eating some chicken. But I said, I ain't gonna do that. I'm saying, but since they be clowning, I said I just started to clown too. But I ain't gonna do that. So instead, I say, "Hey man," I said, I came and got some chicken last night, and I told your brethren that I was going to pay him what I owed, but he said no. I said, but I said, by the way, I'm not an employee. I'm retired. I'm exempt. So then I said, you know what? Let me show you something. Not flashing badges, that's nothing like that. But I said, see that? I said, when I did work, I said I'm retired from this company. He read it, and he tried to pretend like he couldn't read the bottom. He said retired. I said no, honorably retired. That means I don't work for them no more. No, this is because in the window I just shot it back at him with proof. So let me pull up some 1828 dictionary. Honorable, holding a distinguished rank in society, illustrious or noble. Then they gave you scriptures. It says Genesis 34:1, Shem was more honorable than all the house of his father. Many of them believed also of honorable women who were Greeks, not a few. Acts 17:3. 1. It said, possessing a high mind, actuated by principles of honor, or a scrupulous regard to probity, rectitude of reputation. He is an honorable man, conferring honor or procured by noble deeds as honorable wounds, consistent with honor and reputation. It is not honorable to oppress the weak or to insult the vanquished. All right. Honorably. honorably. Honorably, which is the adverb, with tokens of honor or respect. The man was honorably received at court. Magnanimously, generously, with a noble spirit of purpose or purpose. The prince honorably interposed to prevent a rupture between the nations. Rupturably, without reproach. Okay. So I told you once before when I talked to the heads of the corporation called the Los Angeles County Probation Department, and I came forth and I repented for my faults. But I was one of the best they had. I can say that. How do I know that? Because I worked in the HRO unit. That's where they had the young men that's known for the most horrendous crimes. They love to see me coming. The staff did too, because they know for the most part it's going to be a good day. And I treated them kind and with honor. And then the LA County Probation Department, before it's all said and done, they don't just give you honorable badges. That's something that they have to vote on to give you. They could just give you a piece of paper and say you're retired, but it was up to their chief for such and such to give you an honorable badge. I'm not putting emphasis on like that. Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to tell you they don't give it to everybody. And at that time, they knew all of my faults and all of my pros and cons that came with me working there. So they knew about everything. But yet and still, they still voted to give me an honorable, a badge of honor. And then, as you see, although all names, however written, have been returned to me, however they form my name, and in this case, it said Anthony M. Pooler, but it's still mine because whatever form they write it in still was given back to me without any debt, encumbers, or any such thing. But I started working for them, and actually, I actually received a 20 years of service for working for them. One of the little badges. I just couldn't find that though, but I had it. They gave it to me. Before I retired. But I worked from January 11th of 1993 and they gave me to May 7th of 2014, which is quite ironic that the Roman Catholic Pope's private attorney issued civil orders to his employees a month later after I was retired. Issue one, I never recognized that until recently. I mean, after that was done, I didn't know that at all back then. So I'm honored to retire from that. Which is I'm honored to retire from that whole corporation. I'm not a part of that corporation. And nobody can say I am. What they give me is what they gave me by, as I told them before, I said, do I owe you anything? No. Have I sold my soul to get this? No. Do I got to pledge allegiance to a flag or to anybody else to get my retirement? No. They said, this is something that we owe you. And today I'm gonna do something different. I'm not gonna buy into the outside noise that don't make nothing, don't make no never mind. You know, the things that people try to do to show you behind how it don't matter what anybody thinks, whether you want to hear it or not. I don't work for the corporation. I'm not a member of the United States Corporation. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm an American Israelite. I owe nobody anything. I don't owe anybody anything. Except the most High say, but love to my brother. Let's look at retired. Retired, this is the description of it. Secluded from much society, or from public notice. This don't mean that you got the right to seclude me from it. That just means I'm not a part of your society, of your corporate society. But that don't give you the right to try to follow me around and make me uncomfortable and violate my rights and enter into my dwelling. That don't mean, that's not what it means. And you in violation if you do that. Private. He lives a retired life. He has a retired situation. Secret, private, as retired speculations withdrawn from your corporation. Exempt. Now, it don't matter if you take it upon yourself that I don't care what you say, this is how I'm gonna treat you. Well, you in violation of all my rights. Because you're not my creator, you're not my God. You have no power over me. Mind your business. Exempt. Verbal transitive, exempt. Latin exempo, exemptus, ex, and emo, to take. Literally, to take out from, hence, to free, or permit to be free from any charge, burdens, restraint, duty, evil, or requisition to which others are subject. I'm not subject to what the people under that's called the United States are subject to. I'm not. I'm exempt from you. I'm retired, honorably. I'm an American Israelite. I'm not a United States citizen, which you are, if that's what you claim to be. That's your business. To privilege, to grant immunity from. Officers and students of colleges are exempted from military duty. Exempt, the description, free from any service, charge, burden, tax, duty, evil, or requisition. That's what I am. Not subject, not liable to, as to be exempt from military duty, or from a poll tax, to be exempt from pain or fear. Free by privilege, as exempt from the jurisdiction of a lord or of a court. See, I'm subject to the law of the Most High Creator. Anoki said, which is the true law of the land. I'm not subject to the corporate color of law. I just read it to you. Free, clear, not included in those things that United States citizens is subject to. Exempt, now one who is exempted or freed from duty, one not subject. Now let me read what the Roman Catholic post-private attorney said. And I don't have to prove nothing to nobody, but a lot of this stuff I'm reading is for your sake if you listen. The Roman Catholic post-private attorney Anna von Ritz made a statement or a notification or a declaration. And this is the one who owned all of your corporations. So what I'm gonna tell you is this: I'm not gonna threaten nobody, but as long as you keep your hands off of me, I'm gonna keep my hands off of you. But the Most High told me, the only one I'm subject to. I'm gonna get back to her letter or her notice. This is the sealed portion, chapter 27, verse 91 through about 118. And again, I say unto you, if you observe to do whatsoever I command you, I, Yahweh Shai, shall turn away all the wrath and indignation from you. This guy finna telling you, they, even by their own explanations through exemption, I'm not exempt. I'm exempt from them. That's his own word. Even she's gonna back what he's saying. That's all she ever been doing. And when I say her, she's speaking for her Pope. And your Pope, that's what you believe in. At least the Vatican and the Queen of England, who y'all worship, they run all that stuff. That's what she's speaking for. Allegedly, who's no more. And again, I say unto you, if you observe to do whatsoever I command you, I, Yahweh Shai, shall turn away all the wrath and indignation from you. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against you. Now, I speak unto you concerning the families that you have set up among you, and also the nations which exist. They want the whole Yahweh Shai down. But after he did his 3 years in the grave for his people, he got up. They can't stop him. They can't stop us. This is their own illusions of grandeur. Their thoughts don't mean nothing. Their actions don't mean nothing. Not for those who he has made exempt. And then if they tried to pull up a whole business I had or whatever that's already expired, well, if you still got it on record and you try to hold it to me, what I'm gonna do for you is through knowledge, I'm gonna say, well, turn it back into a private business and give it to my sons so they can walk in righteousness, that they can proceed with the idea I started with in the first place, to give it to them, which is still don't belong to you. Because that's the way I've learned, even by her, what she explained, that you have the right to turn the business back to a private business. They would like that. That's what I wanted to happen anyway. So give it to them. Let them be prosperous in the business. And you have no right to touch it because it's private. And I got the right to give it to my children. That's all I wanted to do in the first place. So I created it. And you ain't got no right to touch it because it don't belong to you. See, knowledge allows you to overcome obstacles that they set because they gave everything back to us anyway that belongs to us. So go ahead and give my business and put it back in its correct status as private and not private unincorporated. And go on and give it to my sons so they can prosper. You want to play games. See, I don't owe nobody anything. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Let me see. See, if somebody is showing in the windows about things that pertain to United States citizens, they only talking about themselves. It's not me. I'm an American, an Israelite American. I'm in favor with both Yahweh and man. Luke 21 to 36, 35 and 36. See, I don't have to register anything. Register it to me because it belonged to me. Everything that's mine belongs to me, so I register to me. So keep watching that is about to happen and stand before the Son of Man. He said, pray that you're found worthy to escape. Let's look at the word escape. Going back to the same Webster Dictionary. See, it don't matter what man say or they in the window. It don't have nothing to do with me. And I don't internalize what you say about you and put it on me. Because it ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm reading about what it got to do with me. What you got to say don't matter. When it comes to me. Escape. 1828 dictionary. He said, pray that you're found worthy to escape, and I've been found worthy to escape. Have you? To flee from and avoid. To get out of the way. To shun. To obtain security. From to pass without harm. As to escape danger. Give you a bunch of scriptures. A being passed without receiving injury as when danger comes near, or a person, but passes by and the person is passive. Every soldier who survives a battle has had such an escape. Excuse, subterfuge, evasion. In law, an evasion of legal restraint or custody of the sheriff without due course of law. Escapes are voluntary or involuntary. Voluntary when an officer permits an offender or a debtor to quit his custody without warrant. I'm no longer a debtor based on knowledge. I'm the creditor based on the word of the Most High. And involuntary or negligent when an arrested person quits the custody of the officer against his will. It is not pursued with forthwith and retaken before the pursuer has lost sight of him. To flee from and avoid, to get out of the way. To shun, to obtain security from. To pass without harm, as to escape danger. He said, pray that you found worthy to escape. I've been found worthy to escape. Have you? I'm not an American, I'm a United States citizen. I'm not subject to the crown of England or subject to the prince, to the king of Rome. I'm not in their jurisdiction. Are you? So you better start worrying about yourself and stop worrying about people like me that's free. So you can get free. How you gonna free yourself if you constantly getting mad and jealous about me being free? You can be mad all you want, but you still have not escaped. You got to worry about you escaping. That's what you need to spend your time doing instead of following and watching me. And again, I say unto you, this is verse 91, seal portion 2791. And again, I say unto you, if you observe to do whatsoever I command you, I, Yahweh Shai, shall turn away all the wrath and indignations from you. Otherwise, you shall escape. You shall be free. You shall be exempt, retired. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against you. Now I speak unto you concerning the families that you have set up among you, and also the nations which exist because of these families, which you have set up contrary to the commandments that I have given unto you. But because you have desired these things, I have suffered that they should remain among you according to the desires of your hearts. And if any nation shall rise up and smite you once, and you bear it patiently, and revile not against them, neither seek revenge, you shall be rewarded. But if you bear it not patiently, so I'm listening to something in the background now. It's talking about LACs. Now I'm exempt from all that. I've already been given the information of how to. All I gotta do is command those that was in charge of those things to go ahead and put it back in its right status of private, because that's how I started out anyway. But through my ignorance, I gave it to the corporation, but they returned everything back now. So since it's my intellectual property and they gave it back to me, yeah, just go ahead and put it in private status, and I transfer it over to my children, Anthony Matthews Pooler Jr. and Emmanuel Isaiah Pooler, that they can run it, but I can't make them run it. But if they want it, it's theirs, so they can do something with it and prosper off of it. but I tell them to do it in good faith. That's the only thing I command. And don't add nothing, no charges, don't add nothing to it, because they don't owe you nothing. Because all the other rules that they're talking about, that's the rules of United States citizens. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm an American, Israelite, Aboriginal, indigenous to this land. I'm exempt from that. That kind of stuff don't. I don't have to listen to that kind of stuff. You got to listen to that. Now I speak unto you concerning the families that you have set up among you, and also the nations which exist because of these families, which you have set up contrary to the commandments that I have given unto you. But because you have desired these things, I have suffered that they should remain among you according to the desires of your hearts. And if any nation shall rise up and smite you once, any people, and you bear it patiently and revile not against them, neither seek revenge, but if you bear it patiently, and it shall be accounted unto you as being meted out as a just measure unto you. And again, if your enemy shall smite you the second time, and you revile not against your enemy, and bear it patiently, your reward should be 100-fold. But if you bear it not patiently, even this second time, then you shall be justified in your actions, but you shall receive no reward from me. And again, if your enemy shall smite you the third time, and you bear it patiently, your reward shall be doubled unto fourfold. See, they done that more than that time, so I'm past that. And these three testimonies shall stand against your enemy, if you repent not. He will tell you how you got to repent. And shall not be blotted out. And I shall remember them always and bring my vengeance upon them for your sake. He said, you ain't getting out of that unless you repent. And now, verily I say unto you, if that enemy shall escape my vengeance, that he be not brought into judgment before me in the flesh, then you shall see to it that you warn him in my name. I've done that several times. That he come no more upon you, neither upon your families or your people, your nation, unto the third and fourth generation. And then if he shall come upon you, I have delivered your enemy into your hands. See, and otherwise, you coming to people's homes and all that kind of stuff, and you thinking it's funny and somebody blow your damn brains out. He said he delivered them into your hands because you know better and you ain't repented and you keep on trying to do it. He said, I brought them into your hands. And you might say that sounds kind of threatening. I'm not threatening nobody. You know better than this. You keep doing it. You the one is in violation. Nobody. If somebody's sitting in their own dwelling, left their dwelling alone, you keep on coming in, breaking in, and doing things. You did that. They didn't do it. You can't put that up on them. He said, the Most High said, I delivered them in your hand. And then if he shall come upon you, I have delivered your enemy into your hands. And you can do unto them what you shall desire to protect yourselves from him, or destroy him before you kill him. That's what that means. But that's in righteousness. Nobody going around looking to seek and try to kill nobody. This is just the wicked trying to take a violation and violating people's rights. Most High said you ain't got to take it. If they continue to keep on doing it. But if you shall spare him, you shall be rewarded for your righteousness. Nevertheless, your enemy is in your hands. And if you reward him according to his works, then you are justified before me. Yeah, if he has sought your lives and your life, if he has sought your lives and your freedoms are endangered by him. That's what gang stalking is all about, trying to endanger your freedom. Then he is in your hands, and you are justified. Behold, this is the law that I have caused to be given to all my prophets. This is the prophets. This is what he told you. He said, even the prophets, this is the law he gave to the prophets. And I've commanded them to teach these things unto the children of men. That's what I'm doing right now. In all the nations of the earth. And again, this is the law that I gave unto them, that they should counsel with the leaders of the nations, that they should not go out unto the battle against any nation, kindred, tongue, or people, save I, Yahweh Shai, commanded them. But I do not want my children to hurt one another. He said he don't want you to hurt one another, Israelites. But they should love their enemies and do good unto them. Your enemies, he's talking about love your enemies who are the nation of Israel. Nevertheless, because of the power of Satan, it is necessary at times. That's the same scripture in the Bible. It says, be as peaceful unto man as within your power to do so. This is the same thing right here. Nevertheless, because of the power of Satan, it is necessary at times that the righteous defend themselves against that which is evil. Because evil don't stop. They just consistent, and you give them an inch, they take a mile. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's telling you, you keep that up and being evil, he's gonna cause his people to be able to kill your ass. And you're gonna be justified. So we are peaceful people, but he said you ain't got to take it. And if any nation, tongue, or people should proclaim war against them, they should first lift up a standard of peace. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, I don't lift up a super standard of peace, and these people don't stop. They should first lift up a standard of peace unto that people, nation, or tongue. And that people do not accept the offering of peace, neither the second nor the third time. Then shall the testimonies of which I have spoken be brought before me. Then I, Yahweh Shai, would give unto them a commandment and justify them in going out to battle against that people, that nation or tongue or people, in defense of their freedom. That's what this is about. But I'm doing it through peace. I don't desire to use physical force to harm nobody. And only in the defense of their freedom shall they fight. Freedom fighters. For there is a people or a nation or a tongue that does not desire the freedoms. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you want to be a United States citizen after all this knowledge that even they tell you, meaning the Roman Catholic private attorney for their Pope, who basically recommended all this dumb diverses and doctrine discovery in the first place through that line of popes. by necessity had to come out and tell you the truth of how things really are, and that we're truly free, and tell you that the United States citizen is really a slave or a criminal, and telling you that you better claim that you're an American, and we being Israelites are the Americans, and you still want to be a United States citizen, well, that's your right. But look what he says, though. Verse 103. For if there is a people or a nation or a tongue that does not desire the freedoms or the laws or the constitution of freedom, then they shall not be forced to accept these freedoms or these laws or this constitution. That means, oh, you want to be a United States citizen? Go ahead and be one. But when they stick their foot in your ass, don't worry about, don't be complaining. Because you was afraid to stand up and be you. And there shall never be a war of the offense given by my command. And if you have abided by my commandments concerning these things, then I, Yahweh Shai, shall fight your battles. So I'm letting him fight my battle. And the battles of your children and the battle of the children of your children, until they have avenged themselves on all their enemies, to the third and fourth generation. Behold, this is the example unto all people, says Yahweh Shai, your God, for justification before me. For I shall never command you contrary to the law of the gospel that I have given unto you. So this is the gospel I'm preaching to you and teaching. This is part of the law of the gospel. Nevertheless, I shall not allow you to be I will not allow you to be destroyed if you are abiding in the law of the gospel, which is the covenant that I have given unto your fathers. And again, verily I say unto you, if after your enemy has come upon you the first time, and he repented and cometh unto you praying for your forgiveness, you shall forgive him and shall hold it no more as a testimony against your enemy. And this you shall do unto the second and the third time. And as often as your enemy repented of the trespass wherein he has trespassed against you, you shall forgive him until the 70th time 7. That's your brother. And if your enemy trespass against you and repented not the first time, nevertheless you shall forgive him. If your enemy trespasses against you and repented not the second time, nevertheless you shall forgive him. And if your enemy trespasses against you and repented not the third time, you shall also forgive him. But if he trespasses against you the fourth time and he repented not for that which he has done, then you shall not forgive him, but you shall bring these testimonies before Yahweh Shai, and they shall not be blotted out for me until he repented and rewarded to you fourfold in all things wherein he has trespassed against you. And if he does this you shall forgive him with all your heart. But if he does not do this, then I, Yahweh Shai, will avenge you of your enemy 100-fold, and upon his children, and the children of his children, all them that hate me, until the third and fourth generation. That's why he told you that Esau, he gonna destroy them from all those that come in and go out, because they passed being forgiven. He said he gonna judge them. But there's still a remedy, he said, of Esau. He said, these are the ones that are going to give back 4 times what they taken. He's going to let them live, and they're going to become our servants and handmaid. And also among the other nations. But if the children of your enemy repent are the children of his children, and turn to the Yahweh Shai, their God, with all their heart and with all their might, mind, and strength, restore fourfold for all their trespasses. With they have trespassed, then your indignation shall be turned away from them. And you shall remember no more the trespasses of their fathers against you. And vengeance shall no more come upon them, says Yahweh Shai, your God. And their trespasses shall never be more as a testimony before Yahweh Shai against them. And now I, Moroni, have included these commandments of Yahweh Shai, which he has suffered to be given unto us because of the wickedness of the trespasses that are prevalent among the children of men. And it is the nation with the most evil leaders that take an offense against another nation. And the purpose of their offense is for gain. For they desire this gain that they might not work by the sweat of their own brow. And they love the honor and the praise of those whom they subject to their laws. You just found out I'm not subject to their law. Many of you are not neither if you claim who you really are. But most often we can't force you to do it. You can be a slave if you want to be. You keep on confessing you're a slave, that's what you are. Which laws are set up to protect their riches and their honor and their glory among men. Roman Catholic post-private attorney. Retired means retired. Once you are retired, and that is that. You're owed your pension and health insurance from the government corporation in the same way that you would be owed your pension and health insurance from IBM or Walmart or REI. You do not have any further obligations to the corporation. That's the same thing when I talked to the LA County Probation Department. Same thing they told me. You don't owe us nothing. We owe you. You do not have any further obligation to the corporation. You can live wherever and in whatever jurisdiction you wish. You simply have to make a choice: freedom or continued slavery. Same thing the Most High did say. Having made that choice, you inform the State Secretary of the State that you are retiring from any presumption of United States citizenship or enfranchisement and are returning to your natural birthright status. You don't lose anything. You simply change your political status. You surrender the municipal person created by the birth certificate back to the Secretary of Treasury. You rescind your voter registration. And you record the simple improved act of expiation. It also covers your domicile and your allegiance to the land jurisdiction state, which they just told us now. They basically gave us back everything now. We in charge of all jurisdictions. Same thing the Most High promised us. So what these people say don't matter. They send their flunkies out to try to influence you one or the other. It don't matter. They can't determine who you are and what you are. Only you can. You inform your bank at your account that your account is a private account and all funds transferred and deposited must be denominated in lawful money. I already told them that to the LA County Probation Department. I said, as soon as you're able, do exactly that. Make it lawful money. You put a label retired, not for hire, on the back of your driver's license. Their driver's license. You buy forever tags for your license plate and unregister your car. As a former federal civil service employee, you will have to continue to pay federal income taxes on that portion of your pension that actually comes from the federal employment. If you worked for the federal government your whole life, you will have to pay income taxes on the whole amount. That's them. Americans don't owe no tax because all taxes go to their pope and their queen, and we're not citizens of a pope or a queen of England or Rome. If you are in private employment for 30 years and the bulk of your pension is based on that, you only pay federal taxes on the portion derived from the later federal employment. For most people whose only federal employment may have been a 2-year stint as a young man in the military, the amount of their pension derived from such slight attachment to the federal corporation is negligible. And they don't have to pay federal income taxes at all and are naturally exempt. You have not been taught any of this because it was to the advantage of these foreign corporations that you never learn it and never exercise your exemptions and never be free. It is to their advantage if they take and never have to pay back anything. As a citizen, you are at their mercy and have to accept whatever they give you, just as any slave must. As an American, you are guaranteed their service and protection in the old guarantees of the original Constitution. So, I'm not a disrespectful man, but I've already told you who I am. I'm an American, Israelite, and they even told us they stole our land, and California was part of our land. And from that standpoint, I am a Californian. So when I say I'm an American Israelite, I include all of that, everything that belongs to me. And when I say me, I'm the only one older. No, when it comes to America and California, that belongs to all the Aboriginal Indigenous American Israelites. But I'm talking about me right now. You got to claim who you are. And we already showed you through definitions what exempt mean, what retire mean, what honorable mean. They mean I'm escaped. And that's the Most High promise. If I read even what he told you, he said, I'm going to cause you to be able to escape. So hope that was valuable information for some. All you gotta do is stand and be in yourself. I'm not trying to rob, steal, kill, do nothing to nobody. All I'm just trying to tell you what he said was, in his name, leave me and mine alone, and my brethren who are Israelites, my nation. So next time, for those who deserve shalom, shalom.